What was that noise?
My powers have doubled since the last time I made count.
Hello.
It was just the volume thingy going
What
on.
does that even mean? How do you double your power? How do you measure that?
Shut up, Nick. Welcome everybody to the Huber Rebels podcast. My name is Jordan.
My name is Ethan.
He likes video games and I like movies, and we both like to talk about them. We just watched some trailers in the pre-show, which you can get on In the Dark. Cool trailers that we watched in the dark. You can get that on Patreon in the bonus podcast. It's only $1. You can get our bonus episodes with extra content and box openings and all sorts of stuff for
And we're still
a very low price.
We're still taking mailed-in quarters.
Yes. And
Dimes, but not nickels.
Calamarian.
I don't know what it was.
What were those?
We do not take Imperial credits.
This is true. We're going to talk about those trailers that we watched just so we can keep it fresh in our minds.
Absolutely.
The first one that we watched was Soul, a second upcoming Pixar movie, in addition to Onward. Yes. What did you think of this trailer?
I'm 100% in. I'm 1,000% in.
I was 1,000% in when it's just normal humans.
Yep.
And then I was less in when it was this weird flickering soul thing.
It's going to be both. Think Inside Out.
I know. I'm kind of ready to just have another normal kind of movie again. Like, I don't need so much of a gimmick. Just give me I just want a normal movie. And I'll have this to say about the next trailer too.
Oh.
But I'm not necessarily saying that Pixar has done that before. Brave is probably the most normal movie that they've done without the person turning into a bear aspect.
Yeah.
But there were normal humans living like a normal life.
Have they ever done that? That's what I'm trying to think right now.
I don't think so.
I can't think of a single Pixar movie
but
where they've done that.
I want that. When I saw that, I was just like,
I
felt a little tired.
To me, that's Pixar though.
I know.
That's on brand.
I know.
But maybe.
But it also just looked when the thing fell, the little blue flickering thing fell, and that said from the makers of Inside Out. I'm like, yeah, it looks just like Inside Out.
That wasn't bad to me. Inside Out was. I don't know.
Inside Out is good. I'm not saying it looks bad.
I'm into the concept that they're pitching.
I was much more into it when it was just normal people.
It's still going to be a lot of that.
I'm not sure I know that for sure.
Because the magic of Pixar is they use stuff like that to relate bigger concepts in an easier way. And that's like what they excel at. And
for sure.
It's also for kids.
I trust Pixar.
And I think kids are going to gravitate way more towards having stuff like that.
I really think that I'm just slightly starting to be a little bit past where that is. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not going to be good, but that trailer doesn't do it for me.
Okay. And that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I want to see whereas Onward, I'm just like, wow, I don't even want to see it. This, I'm like, oh, this feels like it's going to be good.
Onward looks like a slightly better Shrek. No. Sorry. You like Shrek. Hold on. I didn't mean that. No, Shrek is fine.
I didn't take offense to that.
Shrek is fine. Pixar's version of Shrek is what I meant.
Yeah, no, definitely, because I think Shrek is probably better.
Shrek is good.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. Are they all good, though?
No, only the first two.
Okay. This feels like a sequel to Shrek. Onward looks like a Shrek sequel.
Yeah. But it's Pixar, so we got to wait and see.
Yeah. They always do better than what the trailer presents, I feel like.
I agree. Because the magic of a Pixar movie, you have to watch the whole thing.
There's something at the end that gets you.
It's always at the end. And it's like, that's their brilliance.
Yeah.
And it's only because of everything they've laid that it hits.
Right.
And you don't even know. They're just planting seeds. Anyways.
We also watched a trailer for Scoob, the new Scooby-Doo animated movie that comes out next year. No.
You weren't feeling it?
No.
I'm 100% into it.
Scooby talks too much.
I agree.
too much. Scooby talks.
We'll see.
These were like full on sentences. Like you're carrying out a full conversation with him with like very like little bit of the Scoobiness to it. It was weird.
The voice was definitely a little weird.
Like when Shaggy licked him, he's like, how about you don't do that again? It's like, what?
Instead of just sitting there.
Yeah.
I like to think of that as it's Shaggy hearing that, right? Because
but we've never seen it like that.
Them, I know. But this is about them and their origin story.
Yeah, which is a cool idea. I like that.
I'm so into it, and it visually looks incredible.
It was very cute. Looked really good.
I definitely agree. His voice sounded a little weird, and I was like, okay, we'll see. I'm gonna a little trepidation, but I'm gonna trust it.
The other voices were spot on.
And Shaggy's was a little off, but it was still Shaggy.
It was believable.
And Scooby's was a little off, but it was still Scooby. So it's like, I wasn't like, that doesn't sound like him at all. It was just like, oh.
The other thing I didn't love, the thing I like about Scooby-Doo is there's always a logical explanation for what's going on at the end. Mm-hmm. And it looks like there's just full-on aliens and stuff in this movie. Like, they get abducted by these weird, like, robots and aliens and stuff. Like,
have you watched any of the movies?
Yeah. There's ghosts. There's, like,
there's real stuff. The TV show was always not real stuff, and then
no, the TV show always had
fake stuff. Yeah, it was logical.
I see what you mean by real stuff.
Because I remember the one of the first animated Scooby-Doo movies, and they go on some ferry to some island.
Yeah,
and they think it's fake, and then something ends up being real. And I think they've done that.
Yeah.
So you're right. You're definitely right, and I could be wrong, but I want to say they broke that barrier at some point.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I think they have done that before, and I think I like Scooby more when it's more realistic.
That's the classic.
Yeah.
You can't do as much with that though. But I think they still will have something like that in there. One major plot point has to be something that isn't what it seems.
Or I like it where like they go through the whole thing and things seem weird, but then they explain it at the end. But then like as they're walking away, there's like some like ooh like ghost thing. They're like, what the heck was that? Just to kind of like keep you thinking. But if the story is Scooby and Shaggy got abducted by aliens in a UFO and we have to go get them, it's like weird.
I'm intrigued.
What's the mystery? They got abducted.
I don't know. I want to go watch a Scooby-Doo movie.
True. I don't know if I want to go watch a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, I'm 100%.
I will watch it.
So the original trailer, I didn't actually think what was underneath was as bad as I was expecting.
Yeah.
But he looked so
awful.
Oh my God, bad. That it was this whole like, oh, what am I seeing right now?
Yeah.
Watching that and enjoying it thoroughly because Jim Carrey was always solid.
Yeah.
Them fixing him and it's like, oh no, they kind of did have something.
Yes. I'm in. Like it's
better than Sonic kissing humans and what other weird ways they've explained stuff before. I like him being an alien. I hope that Dr. Robotnik is a human that goes to some alien planet and then turns into Eggman, and then we can have a sequel.
Yes.
Like, this seems decently grounded, and it looks like decent enough quality.
Yeah, it just didn't seem very funny. Like, there were a lot of jokes that just weren't hitting.
Oh, 100% I expect that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't expect that from us.
Whereas
movie.
Pokemon, for me, or Detective Pikachu, worked from start to finish. I didn't find it too corny or like it was exactly what it should have been. I felt like
it's the bar, but that's new. I think this is going to be higher, maybe a notch below that. We got to wait until we see it. It's a different animal, you know.
That's true.
It's a hedgehog instead of
a Pikachu.
Instead of an electric mouse. It's a blue hedgehog instead of an electric mouse. Yeah, he should be a Pokemon.
He really should be.
We should duel Sonic versus Pikachu in Smash.
Ooh. Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
you can do that.
Because Smash Bros is the greatest freaking thing ever. Highest selling fighting game of all time.
It should be. Very much should be.
In less than a year.
Yeah. Oh, this one, not
Yep.
just Smash Bros. Overall. Wow.
Yep.
Does that have to do with the price of it, or is that units? Units?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
15 million.
Good grief. Didn't...
The only thing that sold more is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with 19 million.
Okay. Didn't GTA 5 just sell like 150 million copies or something?
Did that happen? I saw something happen.
I think it did.
We'll talk about GTA later.
Okay. Well, let's round off movies. Do you have anything else to talk about movie-wise before we get into our Disney Plus talk later on in the show? Did you see anything else this week?
Not that I can.
Besides the one thing that we saw together.
Not that I can. I watched some David Letterman. I remember doing that.
Really? His talk show?
Did I talk to you about him yet?
No.
I meant to talk to you about him.
Okay.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I realized it sooner.
What did you watch?
I've been watching old shows.
Interesting.
On YouTube.
Nice.
I found a picture when I went to New York. I remember taking a picture, seeing the Letterman show. I just knew he was somebody and he had a show.
Yeah.
And I hate that, like, I didn't understand, like, how legit and, like, this dude kind of pioneered modern comedy. And he just seemed kind of ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Because everything was very stale back then. And
that's the way I feel about it.
I always thought he was too.
Right.
He was not. He was a kind of jokester guy. I mean, he's funny.
So I've never seen that show.
Yeah.
Really. I've seen him on a couple of other things since the beard, you know?
So,
and he seems cool. And like he seems like he has a good sense of humor. Like he likes to make fun of himself sometimes. Like he's a cool.
So the Netflix
guy.
series that he has,
yeah,
I have been staring at it and I haven't been able to click it and watch it because I feel like I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
And because I know Letterman, but I feel like I didn't know him enough to like be able to watch that and like comprehend it because I knew it was a big deal that he was doing those. He like interviewed Obama and stuff, and
but so did Zach Galifianakis. So
that is true. And I was like, I want to know more about him. And then the whole Carson thing, I was watching old Johnny Carson stuff.
Right. Him, Leno, and Carson there's not been that many talk show hosts, but like they're definitely the like Mount Rushmore of talk show hosts, I feel like. And even Leno is just kind of because of how long he was there.
I don't like Leno.
I like Leno the person. I've watched his car show a lot.
Yeah.
And I like him quite a bit.
I could see that.
He's a cool guy.
I could see enjoying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? No, I don't have anything against him. I don't think I like his comedy at all.
Yeah, he's goofy.
I was watching an interview where Letterman was on Carson, and Carson said he still remembered the first joke he told on the show years before.
Really?
He still remembered that. And I'm like, that's impressive. This dude's out there every day seeing tons of stuff. And he remembered that first joke.
Because Letterman came on as a stand-up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He had like a fro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think I've seen that.
And I watched it and I was like, I want to see this first joke.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder he remembered that. Like, that stood out. And then he went up there and he got to sit and talk with him. And the weirdest thing was the first thing I watched was Ellen doing her first appearance ever on Johnny Carson, and she got to go sit and talk next to him.
Right.
And then hearing that, like, not everybody gets to go sit. And apparently he forgot to even acknowledge somebody one time, and he felt really bad about that because he usually like gives him a nod or something.
Right. Yeah, I think I've heard like if you get the nod from Johnny, like that's a good thing.
Yep. And I was like learning about all this history, and I'm just like, this is fascinating. And then I was talking to my grandma about it because she lived through all this, and she's like, and Jack Parr was before that, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Before Johnny Carson?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He did it for 5 years. And then there was like one other guy that did it, this like weird show for like a year or two.
Huh. So did Leno take over for Carson, or was there someone in between? Wow.
So Leno took over for Carson. So Letterman, he went on Johnny Carson.
He's a different show though.
So Letterman joined NBC.
Right.
After Carson, I believe, I could be wrong, in 1982. Carson retired in 93, and Carson loved Letterman. Like, he should have been the replacement.
Yeah.
But they picked Leno.
Yeah.
And Letterman, like, he said he wasn't angry about it and stuff, so CBS offered him.
Yeah.
1993. That's the Letterman.
The Late Show.
The Late Show with David Letterman.
Yeah.
Opposite NBC
right.
and The Tonight Show, and that's when
that was a new thing.
I think that was a new
cool.
thing.
That's cool.
They got the old Ed Sullivan Theater in New York.
Yep.
Where the Beatles performed, totally renovated it, and were there for 22 years, from 93 to 2015.
Wow.
And I hate that I didn't watch any of it.
I know.
It hurts a little.
Especially now, considering like who the hosts are. Like, there's Jimmy Fallon, who replaced Jay Leno, who I am just tired of.
So, if you want to talk about this a little bit, I kind of like...
Well, let's do it. Yeah.
So... When Letterman went to CBS, Conan took over. For him, I loved Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
That was the one of them, for whatever reason, that was the one I watched when I was younger.
Sorry, say that again. When you said when Letterman left?
To CBS.
To CBS.
He left NBC in 19...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So Carson retires. This is the like precipice. It had been Carson... Letterman. Carson retires. They don't go with Letterman. They go with Leno. Letterman goes to CBS. Conan replaces Letterman. So Leno replaces Carson. Conan replaces Letterman.
Was Letterman like the show after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe so. Not 100%.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then, so he's at CBS. And he had bigger numbers at first. But then Leno eventually took over after something. They got some guest or some special something, and that flipped.
That just propels you.
That flipped the numbers, and it was some BS thing.
Yeah.
And I 100% believe Letterman had the better show. And I think the reason that this even got my attention was I was watching Paul Rudd. And he mentioned Letterman and said that he was, I believed that he was like this, whatever, a super underappreciated, even though he's so appreciated.
Yeah.
I think it was on Hot Ones, actually.
Okay. I can see that.
So you'll have to watch that.
I don't remember if I've seen that one or not.
With Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
I think it's new.
Yes, it is, right?
Yeah, I think it's new.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one
He's
yet.
going around promoting.
Right.
Somebody in the comments mentioned his Hot Ones thing and said it was so much better than his Kimmel one. Kimmel was horrible.
Watch Hot Ones, by the way, if you haven't seen it. It's
so
one of the best shows on the internet.
It's so good.
It's a genius concept. To break a person down with these hot wings, like just so that they're like a normal person in front of you, and then just a great interviewer on top of it. It's amazing.
It's magic. Do you believe in magic?
I do.
But yeah, so then I got in this Letterman thing, and then that bled over to Carson, and I've always known about Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
And last thing I'll say, the Santa Claus VHS I had, it had a promo for Johnny Carson, like the best of Johnny Carson, as a commercial before the movie started, and that was my exposure. That was my exposure to Johnny Carson.
That's hilarious.
That's how I know who he is.
Right.
And it was like the best of the highlights, so they would just clip after clip after clip after clip after clip. So I saw like this like huge swath of clips, just seconds of it.
I've seen quite a bit of him.
And so I'll just watch YouTube stuff of that every now and then.
I think my first memory of him is sitting in, my friend was getting a haircut, and I was with him. It was like after school one day, and I was staying with him, but he went to go get a haircut. So I had to tag along for that. And there was a magazine. It's like a People magazine. Johnny Carson had died. And it was like his face on the cover. That was the first time I remember seeing him. It was like 2006 or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm not even going to look it up. So I watched Letterman's first NBC show.
Yes.
Like his premiere episode.
Yes.
Because he's had Bill Murray as his first guest on like all his shows.
Okay.
And so Bill Murray's effing hilarious.
Yeah.
And I was so confused at first, and then I'm like, oh my God, he's a genius. And then I watched his first show on CBS, and he had Bill Murray on again.
Yeah.
And he's just hilarious. And then I'm going to watch the second episode because Robin Williams is on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch that. And then I'll probably watch like the last episode, and then I'll watch the Netflix stuff.
That's cool.
Because I really
once you feel like you're
comfortable
sort
with
of
him
in there,
and I
like
understand.
Yeah.
I'm like that with everything. It's like Kingdom Hearts.
He owns a indie racing team too. Like he's all over.
What?
Yeah,
I love it. He's awesome.
he is awesome.
He's really cool. That's my contribution.
I watched a couple of movies. I saw a movie called Parasite.
That sounds nasty.
It is a South Korean movie.
Oh.
Have you heard of the movie Snowpiercer starring Chris Evans?
Mm-hmm.
Same director as that.
No, he was in it.
Except this is a foreign language movie. So it's all subtitles. But it is about a poor South Korean family. They keep calling it a semi-basement. So they live in like this basement, but it's like just above ground where they have like a window where you can like, it's like at ground level. So there's like this ongoing joke where there's like drunk people just like peeing like right next to their window.
Nice.
So they're not doing very well. But they're all very clever. They like great family dynamic. They're all very close. They have to be because they live like very close together.
They're close.
Yeah. And one of them gets an opportunity to tutor this like really rich kid through a friend of his. And he starts doing it and he learns of a position that someone else in his family could take over for through this family. And then it just kind of snowballs from there. And I won't say any more.
Parasite, snowballs.
It's so good.
Can I say a theory?
Sure.
Somebody's taking over this family one by one, piece by piece.
But how and what happens?
That's what I'm. Yeah.
And there's twists and
Where
there's
did you
turns.
see this?
In theaters.
I don't know if I could do that.
It will be 100%. It will be up for best foreign language film at the Oscars, and
Can I watch it on Netflix?
maybe I don't know.
I feel like that's such
have
a
to ask them.
noob thing to say. I'm joking.
If you can find it, I mean, it's probably still in theaters. I would very much recommend going to see it. It's a fun movie to watch.
You saw Midway.
Yes.
Sorry, spoilers.
Nah, it's okay. I was just about to get into it.
I saw that poster and I was gonna suggest we go see that yesterday.
It's a good thing we didn't.
Really?
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing.
Really?
I've seen two of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life in this past week.
Wow.
One of them was Midway.
Okay, 2019, year of some of the best ever and some of the worst.
I think that's always
ever.
the case, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, I saw some of the worst movies I've ever seen last year too. That's just always going to be the thing. Some of them are going to be near the top, and some are some of the worst you've ever seen.
Okay, so we're just saying that best and worst pool is very large, rather than like 3.
Yeah.
It's like 50.
Well, when you've seen as many movies as we
yeah.
have, it is.
It just becomes that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom 1% becomes more and more movies over time.
Yeah.
These movies are definitely bottom 5%.
So
Midway was I've seen okay,
What's
I went on to
What's it about?
IMDb.
Real quick.
Okay, so it's about the Battle of Midway in 1942, maybe 42,
right.
43, after Pearl Harbor, between the Americans and the Japanese. I didn't know much about this
Pearl Harbor
battle.
was
41. Yeah. So this is, I think, the next year that the Battle of Midway happened. I didn't know much about it. Mm-hmm. It's a shame that the Battle of Midway is only actually a few minutes of this 2-hour and like 25-minute long movie.
How long was the actual battle? Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Not very long.
Like in real life?
The course of the day.
Okay.
It's literally 10 minutes of this movie. Everything else is just the years leading up to it.
That makes sense. It should have been more.
Yeah.
How much do you think you would have wanted it to be?
Most of it? I would have liked for it to be most of it.
To be about the battle?
Okay, here's what the...
Because that tells me it's not about the battle.
It's not. It's just an action movie.
It's not even about some serious plot about some soldiers and some crazy.
It's just goofy, man. Like, I didn't care about any of the characters who I find out were based on real people. Everyone in this movie was an actual person, and they were retelling their story, and I thought it was butchered. Everyone is just so overacting that it comes off so wrong. Here's the thing I hated the most in this movie. The pace is just off the charts. There's one moment where they're on a carrier ship in the middle of the ocean. The next second, the next scene, they're back in Hawaii at home with their wife. The next second, they're in a plane out in the middle of the ocean on the carrier again. Next second, they're on some base in the middle of the ocean. It's like just, there's no passage of time. It's just thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. And you can't keep up with it. So...
That's painful. Yeah, this sounds bad.
I mean, I'll semi-spoil it. It's about a real historical event, so like it's not. But there's some things that are about like maybe not real characters. But
okay.
So the main guy in the movie, the main pilot, he has a wingman, or not wingman, his co-pilot, the guy that sits behind him. He's been sitting behind him the entire course of the movie.
But never speaking?
So for a few years. No, he has. They're pretty close.
Okay.
They know each other very well. They know how he knows how he flies. He knows how he shoots. They are tethered, right?
Imagine that.
They get to the Battle of Midway. And they go out for their first run.
God.
Now, this pilot, right? He's a bit of a he's a flyboy. You know, he likes to show off.
Yeah.
And he likes to push the limits sometimes. And they go to this battle, and he dive bombs at this ship to drop his bomb, and he pulls up at the last second. They barely make it out, but they survive, and they get back to their carrier refueling for a second run. And the guy's like, "I just can't do it, man. You act like you don't care about anyone else's lives. Like you don't have any kind of respect for any other humans but yourself." It's like, dude, you've known this guy for years. He's the only person you've ever flown with. And now at the most important time, you're like, I can't do it. I can't fly with you. It was so stupid.
Was this the first combat?
No.
But that's what really happened?
I don't think this guy was a real character.
That's so bizarre.
They just made this weird thing up.
I was so prepared for a Dak moment.
Who's Dak?
I feel like I could take on the whole empire myself.
Right. I
was ready for that moment.
I would think after that you'd be jazzed to like go back out and finish it. But no, this is when he's giving up.
That's not the moment I'm talking about. I thought you were going to build this up. These guys, they were so tied together, and they get there, and he decides to go, and he gets killed immediately. The guy in the back. That's what I thought was going to happen.
That happens to quite a few other people.
And I was really like bracing, and then you're like, and he's just like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's almost more traumatic at that point." Like, what?
It didn't, because I didn't know who this person was, because you can't recognize him because everyone looks the same from the 40s. They all look identical.
They use the same actor.
Every single Navy person is copy pasted. Yeah, it's not good for a movie.
Weird.
So I'm not sure who this guy is, in the locker room that he's talking to, and then he calls him by his name. I'm like, oh, you're giving up now? After everything you've been through? Another thing I didn't like is, you know how there's like the windows that you can slide from forwards to back on these planes? These like battle. Mm-hmm. I think for the sake of filming this movie so you could see their faces, they were just always open. Even when they're flying at such high altitude that they have to wear a mask to breathe. The freaking windows are open.
That could be a thing.
I don't think it is.
What if it's easier to see?
They were never closed. Ever. If that's the case, what's the point of them?
So it felt like definitely like, all right, we've got our little plane prop. Keep the windows open and you guys just sit there and fly.
Yep.
Like kind of like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the windows don't even close.
No.
It's a fixed prop.
Like, I mean, you've seen Dunkirk, right?
No.
You haven't?
That was top priority. I wanted to see that on IMAX, and I can't remember what kept me from it, and I missed it. And I don't want to watch it on an airplane or on my laptop.
Never
or
ever watch
room.
it there for the first time.
I want to watch it in IMAX. I want them to bring it back.
Yeah, that's a beautiful war movie.
So I'm holding out for that one. Like, that's how badly I wanted to see this, was that like I'm gonna wait until I can see it properly.
Yeah,
I might watch it on a big TV if I move out and it's epic enough.
I think that's fine. I honestly think that's okay.
Work.
That and some surround sound, I think, are good.
But my current setup.
Because you're sitting so close, it looks like an IMAX screen anyways.
Yeah, my current setup isn't good enough though, I think.
No, I know.
So
let's talk about Terminator.
Seeing the trailers for Terminator, I was always really into it, to be honest.
For this one?
Yeah. And I always remember you saying like, oh, that does not look good. And I'm like, I think it looks good.
I don't know if I was saying it didn't look good. It just wasn't doing it for me. It seemed blah. The trailers did to me. Like, I was just kind of bored by them.
See, it never bored me.
Yeah.
I was really like, what is going, this seems intense. Like, and I was surprised I felt that way, which is like a weird, confusing way to feel. But I was like, am I into this? Like, kind of a thing. And yet didn't think about the movie ever. Forgot it was coming out, saw the poster, and we decided to go see it because it was playing.
Yes.
And it had a time that was convenient.
That is what dictates the movies you see most times. So.
And so, yeah, I was looking for time and location, and I saw IMAX. I was like, cool, IMAX is always fun. So I was like, let's do this one. That's the perfect time. And had so much other stuff going on, and we got to the theater and we sat down, and then I remembered.
I'm glad we forgot to talk about this on the other video, but I'm glad we're remembering now.
I remembered. Oh yeah, I don't book tickets in this theater because these are the weirdest movie theater seats I've ever seen in my entire life. Jordan, first impressions.
I was excited at first. Because I saw them and I thought they reclined. I'm like, these look kind of comfy and it's kind of fancy. And they're like red leather and it's kind of sexy in here. And I'm kind of into it. And then I sit down. Sorry.
That was you sitting down.
Then I sit down. I bounce a little bit. And I'm looking for the button to recline and I'm not finding it.
And I'm laughing because I know what he's going through.
And I ask you, I'm like, do these seats recline? And you're like, no, I told you about this. Do you remember? And I had completely forgotten. Yeah, this is the weirdest choice of movie theater seats I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Ever. It's the only place I've ever seen it. It's made me judge Rolling Hills.
Well, they already have the worst seats in the other theaters.
I know, except the one Dolby Theater, and I was thinking about that last night. And so the La Jolla Theater in San Diego, and I think I've been to a couple other ones. That was the first one where they just made the entire theater same price, all recliners.
Yeah. Galleria too.
Like the Galleria. And I always thought Rolling Hills would be perfect for that. Like, it's...
So I don't know how much it has to do with the space that you're in though, or maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but like, so the Gallery is weird because it has the reclining seats, but also the screen is super tiny. Like it's like a short room. So I don't know if that has to do with the
screen smaller at the Galleria.
Their screens are smaller
is
for
that
sure.
Why I don't like to go there?
I don't love it either.
It's
very comfy.
I always assumed the screens were the same size and they just felt different.
They're super small.
Really?
Yeah.
Smaller than Rolling Hills.
Yeah.
Because those always feel big.
Different theaters do have different size screens. Because there's even at like
all the Dolby
our mall
screens
or at Rolling
big.
Hills, yes. But the ones where you have to go like all the way to the end, or like if you wrap all the way around at Del Amo, like the really small ones, those are gonna have a little bit smaller screen than the main Shining. Ones. Yes.
I liked that.
But like the one that we're going to see Star Wars in, it's a normal theater, but it's going to be the biggest one. That's going to have a big screen.
Oh, I like that.
So like the number of seats, like to a cubed degree, grows the size of the room and therefore the screen. And I
wish there was a way to select by that.
I do too. And there kind of is. The lower the movie is on the list to choose from, the farther out you know it's going to be, and therefore, like you kind of know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
But anyways, the screen was good, nice and big.
I hope movie theaters don't go away.
I don't think they will for a while.
I don't think they will either for a long time. Until you can jack yourself in and go feel like you're laying in a Hawaiian beach, drinking alcohol, watching on 1,000-foot screen.
That's not what I want. I want to experience movies with a crowd of people who know how to watch movies.
Oh, with all of your alien friends from the Star Wars universe cheering you on and enjoying it with you.
What are they cheering you for?
They're like, yeah, enjoy this
Watch
movie.
that movie.
We made it for you. And you're just like, what? I'm watching with Luke and Han and all of these people? What's happening? Dude,
but instead, you're sitting on the beach and the Terminator walks up and shoots you in the chest.
Best segue yet. That's really appropriate because you have your VR on and you're not paying attention to anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how the opening to Terminator Dark Fate felt.
Yeah.
Was this, you're getting into it. You're like, all this craziness is happening, and then it's calm, and she's on the beach. We don't know where they are exactly.
Was it Mexico or was it something else?
It was probably
doesn't matter.
else.
It looked like some sort of paradise.
But she's blatantly sitting there, and she's so happy. They just keep showing her
she's just
smiling.
looking at John only.
I just love you. All I want to do is watch you, my son. I love you.
She's a soldier.
Yeah.
She is a badass. We've seen in T2, like her brain has been rewired to expect the worst in all situations. But then she just turns her back to the entire world and doesn't worry about anything.
Well, she saved the world. She legitimately thought she saved the world.
That's true, yeah. But all caution went out the window after that.
And then Arnold comes up and shoots a kid in the chest with a shotgun.
It's brutal.
And then hits her away.
Yeah.
And then shoots him again on the ground in the chest with a shotgun while he's looking at her mom. He's looking at his mom.
Yeah. So from this point, I was out of this movie. I was done.
That was the first big red flag. And it just proceeded to progress at I don't even know how to describe it.
No.
Action sequences were okay. I did enjoy those. I really liked Grace's character and her augments.
She was cool.
Without getting into to spoilers. And Arnold was great.
He was.
This
movie needed him.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
And I saw it and you saw it and we did it. That's a thing we did.
And I pretty strongly dislike it. But
yeah, I'm not a fan.
But I guess if you're a huge Terminator fan, see, that's the thing. If you're a huge Terminator fan, I feel like you shouldn't see this.
Yeah, I don't think it's for huge Terminator. I think it's
going to ruin it, I think.
If you
I don't know.
If you just want to go watch an action movie.
Sure, yes.
Go watch this.
Yeah. We said, we were asking last night, like, who's going to like this movie? Just action fans.
Just people that just want to watch an action movie.
If you don't care about story at all and just want to see cool things blow up and people punch each other, this is perfect.
Yeah, it really is. And if you want to hear more of our thoughts, check out our Reacts video.
Yes. We talked for a while about our fresh thoughts on that movie. And it's a good time. Okay, so I've been listening to Office Ladies. The podcast starring Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey about each individual episode of The Office.
Are you watching each individual episode of the podcast? Oh my goodness.
I am.
And how far in are you?
So they are 4 episodes in.
Okay.
So every Sunday I watch the episode of The Office that they're going to talk about, and then I listen to the episode that week, and it's just kind of fresh because like I didn't do that for the first couple, and I couldn't remember some of the stuff they were talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll watch The Office for the next 4 years, 1 episode at a time. Like, why not?
That's not a bad way to do it.
No, I feel like it needs it because otherwise you don't fully understand what when it's in audio form and you can't watch them watching it like Mystery Science Theater style.
You watch them watching.
I don't think there's a video. I don't know that. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. But it doesn't. It doesn't sound like there is.
So, this seems like something I could do
with friends.
With Maya.
Yeah.
But that's not for a while. So I'm going to let you... Are you going to stick with it?
Yes.
I'm going to let you stick with it.
Take notes.
Let me know if it gets better.
Yeah.
And then come next year, I think maybe we'll catch up.
See, the reason this is good is like they have like a podcast company that's like funding it and producing it and like
that would be great.
Plugging into it. You know, like all they have to do is show up and talk about...
They're famous people, so they get a podcast that is paid for.
I think you and Maya would be great to talk about every episode of Friends. I think that would be Awesome.
That's not what I was suggesting.
What were you suggesting?
No, that once we are living together.
Oh, you listened to it?
We watched The Office.
Oh.
And then...
I really thought you were saying you wanted to start your own version of this for Friends. Even though I know I completely was the only person that said Friends, but I felt like you were about to say that.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. No, I thought you were like, I feel like I could, and then I just autofilled do this with Friends.
No, but that's...
I mean, you talk about Friends every episode.
But I wasn't on it. So
that's a great point.
There's a lot less incentive for people to watch.
That is the difference, yeah.
Which is why they get the podcast.
True. That's a great point.
But what I can do is watch The Office with Maya and then listen to the podcast.
Well, and at that point, you can do it quickly.
So
the upsetting thing is that every episode is an hour.
Yeah, it would be, hey, do you want to watch an hour and a half of The Office tonight?
Right.
Or...
which makes it far less bingeable.
Let's watch The Office and then separately listen to the podcast, and then we can talk about it and then watch, etc.
Yeah. It's a cool concept, and it's nice to hear their voices again. It's fun, but it'll get better, I'm sure. They're getting used to being on microphones and stuff, you know.
Friends version would be incredible.
Yeah.
With the cast.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston said they're working on something, but we don't know what.
What she is currently doing is starring in The Morning Show, which is the new Apple TV Plus show.
Yep. She does live news every day.
4 episodes out.
4?
4. They released 3 at launch.
Oh, okay.
Which was last Tuesday, I think.
It's a Friday.
November 1st. It was November 1st.
Yep, it was a Friday.
Yeah. And then...
it was a week ago
And
Friday.
then the next Friday, there was a new episode. So there's currently 4 episodes out. I've watched all 4. It is very good.
Oh.
The Morning Show is great.
That was one of the shows that has a very low critic score.
Oh, really?
And a very high audience score.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And it was all Apple TV Plus shows that this article was about.
Okay.
And the other one was C, which
I haven't started that yet, but I'm going to watch it.
Critics review.
Yeah.
But really high audience score.
Okay.
So I'm very intrigued. I really want to watch The Morning Show.
That's really good.
The hook for me.
You're gonna like it.
Okay.
The first thing I watched was an episode of Dickinson, just for time restraints. Dickinson is shorter; it's 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. All the others are an hour long.
Okay.
It's very modern.
Okay.
So it takes place like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And everybody looks and dresses like that, but they talk very modern.
That was the vibe I got from the trailer that I was weirded out by, and I didn't know how to describe it.
And there's certain people that cameo in it that would not have been there.
Like Ed Sheeran?
But is he in it?
He was in Game of Thrones.
No, different from that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a quick...
Because if he like covers his tattoos and stuff, you could believe that maybe he was in that world. Why not?
People had tattoos out?
No.
I thought you were going to say, but
I'm just
these
saying,
people...
If you cover Ed Sheeran's like sleeves of colorful tattoos and take his glasses off, you could believe that he was in the Game of Thrones world.
So I'm curious who wasn't believable.
There's some people in this that are like, but it's fun and it's cool and I like it.
So it's not supposed to be authentic.
No.
See, that was the vibe I got, and I was weirded out.
It's very hip.
Early reviews I saw was that was the best show so far, which I thought was interesting.
So the only thing I'm not digging so far with both Dickinson and The Morning Show is they're very overbearing with their like, we're just going to make our commentary on like current like social issues. Like I have nothing against like...
I'm surprised.
Women being more empowered, right? But it's just like, I get it. Like that's all this is about, and all The Morning Show is about is sexual predators. And it's like, can you have a couple other shades of stuff going on besides just these 2 agendas?
That was the vibe I got though. I was like, oh, they're literally making a show about. I'm okay with. I actually kind of like that they're doing that because this is like a historic moment in history for our current culture.
Yeah.
There's a massive shift undergoing, and this is a big statement. And as long as I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it because I get it when it's like just being pushed. Like you can still send that message,
but it's
without
like,
being so in your face.
It's like what we said for Terminator last night,
and
with the girl. It's like, I get it, I'm with you, but
yeah.
Tone it down a little bit.
So, and I don't know, that could just be us being angry white men. I don't think that's what it is.
I don't think it is.
But
I mean, well, actually, I think it is, because I think if a woman sees it, she's gonna be like, "Hell yeah, go you!"
That's what I'm trying. That's what I always try to check
obviously
myself on.
we don't fully get it. Like we can't relate, but
so real quick, one example.
Yes.
Without naming anybody.
Yes.
The in-game sequence with all the women.
Yeah.
Banding up together.
Yeah.
Very noticeable.
Yeah.
So somebody that I knew saw it with their significant other, and they were very much like, oh, she loved it. It was cute. She liked the girl part. I thought it was dumb, kind of a thing. And it's like, I get it, but I struggle with supporting that narrative.
Supporting the it's dumb narrative?
Yeah. Because I think it's important. Regardless.
Yeah.
Even if it feels a little awkward right now.
Because all that's important is that a little girl sees that and they're like, I can do whatever I want.
Period.
Yeah.
And
it's not for us.
That right? And
Yeah.
we're so used to everything being for us.
Yeah.
And I'm really I think it's okay because there's change going on, but the change is good.
For sure.
But I think there's room for both conversations.
I just wish that it could be a theme without being all anybody's talking about.
And I totally get that. And to go back to Terminator, I don't think they actually
in that sense
talked about it.
No, not really. Like they were, I mean, it was just about stuff blowing up.
I think my criticism with Terminator was that it was obvious, and they made it seem like it wasn't, and it was like this crazy thing.
Yes.
Like I think they could have disguised that better, but I digress.
It just Lines and Dickinson like, I shouldn't have to do that because I'm a woman. Why does he get to do that? Because he's a man. I'm a woman. I can do what I want. Just like every other line is just something like that.
Was she known for that?
Maybe, I don't know. She was such a quiet person, and she only became famous through her poetry that was found after she died.
Because I don't know anything about her.
I don't either.
Is that maybe
I don't know if she was some like female activist or something, but it's just.
Can I check that?
Yeah.
I'm really curious now.
But like, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to look up because now.
All I'm going to check is if it says she was all about female active, and her poetry was about
I don't
this.
think she had much of a voice.
I've never heard.
As a living person. No, I'm serious.
She didn't have the ability to speak.
I'm serious. Like, she lived in a room in her parents' house her entire life until she died.
Why?
I don't know. She just never.
That's really weird.
I don't know.
Nope. There's not a single anything. The major themes are flowers and gardens, the master poems, morbidity, gospel poems, and the undiscovered continent. So literally nothing about. So yeah, I think you're on with. Yeah, that's upsetting.
You're taking something and running with it in your own direction for the sake of.
Don't yell, I'm a woman, treat me better. Show it.
Yes.
And I think Star Wars is a really good example of that.
Yes.
Rey is just a badass.
She never complains about being a woman.
No. It doesn't come up.
It doesn't have to, but girls are still inspired by her.
The most it came up was Finn trying to grab her hand.
Yes.
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
That never felt dumb.
No.
Because she was... Oh, because of Daisy Ridley. She's just incredible.
She's great.
But there's plenty of time for Star Wars talk.
Yes.
What other Apple TV shows did you watch?
That was it. Just those two. So I haven't seen C or For All Mankind yet. But I'm going to watch them. I'm very excited for that.
Gotcha. And new episodes are dropping every Friday. For everything?
Yep.
And
actually, all of Dickinson is already out.
Okay, and new shows are coming.
Because we've seen some others, right? Like they showed some other trailers like since that.
For All Mankind is the space one.
Yes. I don't know when more are coming.
What about Sesame Street? No. That's HBO.
Snoopy is out.
Snoopy.
Yeah, we started watching that.
Okay,
I started watching it with my parents.
Nice.
It's actually really good. Snoopy's just the cutest. I love Snoopy. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I just wanted to bring up that Maya and I started playing Overcooked 2 again. And also we were at a party and we're talking to somebody, and apparently Maya's talked to other people about it, and like couples, and they've all, so we've gotten 3 stars on every single level.
Yeah.
And they couldn't believe it. They were like, you guys are still together? You played that whole game? We got 3 stars on every single level.
That's crazy.
And we're getting now 4 stars on every single level.
Wow.
We spent an hour on one level perfecting it to get 4 stars.
Is it the same every time?
What?
Like, do you get the same
Yep.
orders?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know if that's every time.
So
but
no.
I noticed that because I haven't confirmed it, but I know on the last level I got into such a rhythm, and I picked up on, oh, there's a rhythm here, and then it goes back and forth, and then the rhythm goes like this, and then it goes like that. So I did notice the pattern.
Okay.
But I can't confirm that for every level.
Yeah.
Because that might be that there's a set pattern to what you have to do.
Right. I the only time I played it was that one time with both of you guys, and it was frustrating.
I love it. It's one of my favorite games. So I've got to get the DLC soon.
Wow.
The only other the other thing, Minecraft Earth is live.
Yep.
You saw I sent that to you?
Yep.
I downloaded it. I was like, cool, I got just barely enough space. And then it was like, hey, download more stuff.
Yep.
Nope, you don't have space for it. Did you run into anything similar like this?
Yeah.
Were you able to play?
Oh, not with Minecraft Earth. I've experienced that issue before.
Yeah.
I haven't downloaded it yet.
So I didn't get it going yet, but we're going to need to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe we can make a video out of it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I still don't fully understand what it is, so I guess I'll download it and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Okay.
Like Pokemon Go is good. It's going to be that.
Okay.
Last thing.
Yeah.
So in Grand Theft Auto 5, I heard something. I was Googling to find out some new sales mark.
Yeah.
And I came across an article that they added something to the game. So a couple years ago, I forget when they did it, they added a peyote challenge to the single player, where you could find these special plants. You take the peyote and then you get to control an animal.
Yes. I remember that.
You remember that?
Yep.
You do like special missions, and then eventually you could do Bigfoot.
Yes.
They
They
added
I don't
it.
know if I remember that.
They added it to GTA Online. And
It was only in single player?
It was only in single player. And the
Okay.
results have been gold. A cow in a convenience store. A horse in a nightclub.
How long are you this animal for?
I don't know.
Okay.
Rabbits, people running around as rabbits. This is the most incentive I have seen to want to play GTA again. More than the casino. I want to run around as an animal in that
We
world.
haven't even played since the casino.
Nope.
Oh my God.
One was a funny one of a bird sitting on a chair, and it was all like tripped out. A lot of trippy stuff. One was like a wolf that went to like the eye scope thing, to like a viewfinder.
Yeah.
And it got all like distorted, like trying to look through it.
Yeah.
Then there was another one where some animal took peyote and started tripping out and then became a chicken. I don't know.
I know that if I play GTA again, I'm going to get all into
Hooked.
wanting to like get all the cars and
You can't
trick
do
them
it
out and
without
stuff. No, I can't. Every time I play GTA again, I'm like, I want all these cool cars. How much are they? Oh, cool, millions. How can I get this money? Oh, not very fast. I'm done.
But that's why we just play for the animals.
I know.
And just check out the casino and then be done with it.
I'm down.
Like,
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm
I
trying
wish we had been playing it semi-regularly
I
since, you know, like
I
just
don't.
because we've had a lot of fun just messing around in that game.
But
and that's all it is.
But it came and went. And there's better things that we could play and do. So I've made my peace
Yeah.
with how much we played it. There was a stretch of time. I have like hundreds of hours of video.
I know.
Like there was a stretch of time
I know.
where I think we've forgotten just how much GTA
Man,
was played.
I didn't even know how to like stream stuff back then. I could have just been doing that.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm good
Yeah.
with my GTA 5. But if I want to pop in every now and then, like, this is the first thing that's made me be like, install?
Yeah.
Download? Maybe. But I'm still like, nah.
Does Maya have it?
No. And that's why. And it's like,
the more people you have to mess around with in that game, it's more fun.
You should definitely be able to have a pet. How cool would that be? GTA 6 better be lit. Because there's
you gotta imagine it will be, right?
Like, I'm talking like Red Dead is the ultimate cowboy game. If that's what you want.
You want the ultimate real life game?
I want the ultimate Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah.
The one that we've been dreaming of forever.
Was 5 not that at the time?
Nope.
At the time?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
It was a letdown from the beginning?
Yep.
Really?
From what metric?
People's happiness with it?
No, it got 10s out of 10. Because it was great. But
so that's what I'm saying.
There was for me personally, it's one of those things where you get a new big shiny thing and you just love because there's so much there.
Yeah.
But the more you play, you're like, oh.
That's missing. That's missing. Yeah, yeah.
And you hoped that would come in single
player.
All the
apartments that all look exactly the same.
And then they did it all in online. And online's maybe now to a point where it's decent, but it's like, I don't know. It's impressive what they've gotten to this point, but I want more. I'm greedy. I'm greedy when it comes to video games.
I think it's crazy that they still have updates every month or so.
With how much money they're making and how much money they stand to make.
Makes sense.
The casino saw a 50% uptick in player spending or something like a 23% uptick. I forget what the number was.
Wow.
But the biggest disappointment, period, for me for GTA 5, huge disappointment is the lack of interiors. And that's the reason I don't like to play GTA 5, really.
Yeah.
Is I feel like I'm driving around and out. Like, it's more like Test Drive Unlimited.
Yes.
And
that game is upsetting.
Yeah. And I when I think of Red Dead and I still haven't played it, you can go in, you can open drawers. I need that. I want to go in every building. If I see an office building, I want to go in. I want to take the elevator up. I want to go into a floor, and the doors are locked.
I mean, you know that you will be able to do that though, right? Like
what
if they have that for Red Dead, well, how can they not have it for GTA?
Compared to a hut?
Is it that much more intensive?
Hundreds of years of development, yeah, and thousands more people. You think of like a Western town from 100+ years ago.
Yeah.
It's a very different animal from a modern metropolis with bodies.
It's got to be like some degree of copy paste though, sort of.
But then it would look fake and Uncanny Valley.
But that's what an office building would be. Each level would be very similar.
Think of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That city's got to be better in the next one. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
But I believe that the next consoles can help them get to that point.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see what Cyberpunk is.
Cyberpunk is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cyberpunk is that. So GTA 6 has to be. Yep.
Unless Cyberpunk is the GTA killer.
Might be. But it's not modern society.
Right.
Which
is what people relate to and like enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. They like being able to kill someone in today's time.
Oh, it's so dark.
Instead of being a cowboy when that was normal, or being in an apocalyptic future when that's probably normal.
Oh, it's so upsetting.
You just want to be a regular guy in Beverly Hills and just run an old lady over.
I don't want to do that, but you say that, I'm like, why do I remember having fun doing that? But then I'm scared if it gets so realistic, that won't be fun.
That's the thing. GTA is still a little bit cartoony.
So how do you ramp that up and keep it cartoony?
Oh, keep the look the same, but just have it be deeper.
Well, I want high fidelity graphics.
Not for GTA. I think GTA looks fine.
You hit somebody and they're just like, oh, God. Oh, my family. And you're just like,
there's a stomach on your windshield.
Oh.
And the rest of him is over there on the sidewalk.
Oh, I hadn't even considered that. I'm done. Oh, God.
And then the family comes running out of the store, running up to him and like kneels down next to him, like making sure he's okay. And he's like rubbing his bloody hands on their faces like episode 7.
This is going real dark.
And then you drive away.
I hadn't considered that level of grotesque violence for a GTA. Like, what if you have a katana sword and you start chopping limbs off? Like, I don't want none of that. That's too much. That might be too much. But it's making me think Ghost of Tsushima, and you can definitely cut limbs off in that, but it's going to feel more appropriate.
That's more appropriate. Yeah, like that's the time period.
Run down the street and the guy's talking on his cell phone, and all of a sudden his cell phone holding hand is on the ground and an axe is in his skull. You might look at yourself and be like, what am I doing? This might be a bit excessive, especially since you're in VR and you have an erection.
Except you go to take off your headset and you forget that you're not in VR anymore. You're in real life and you actually just killed somebody.
You talked really quickly after I said that. I was hoping that would be a clean cut.
I want to leave it in. I really do.
Grand Theft Auto in VR on PlayStation 5. What is it? Oh my goodness. Are we ready?
No.
Nope.
No, we're not. I was about to say yes, but no.
And side note, I'm so excited for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I don't know. Flight Simulator? Oh, they said Light Simulator.
It's a lighting engine. Flight Simulator. They showed it at E3. It's going to be on Xbox also. And you get the whole planet.
That's cool. I've only ever watched my dad play those games. I've never actually played one.
I think I played one, but I remember I've watched a lot, and I've always wanted to like get one and mod it out.
I think the only time I actually played, I just wanted to crash the plane. That was what I wanted to do.
Like in Terminator, I was going to say on that note, but I don't want to end on that note.
On which note? Crashing the plane?
Crashing the plane.
No, let's end it on that note.
Like this podcast is crashing right now.
Well, let's put out the fire by taking a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk about one of my favorite things to ever happen, the release of Disney Plus, right after this.
Ba-dum, boom.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ethan.
And if you're enjoying the podcast, we'd really appreciate it if you would consider supporting us on Patreon.
For just $1, you can get access to our bonus video podcast featuring extra footage, bloopers, box openings, and more.
Also, for being one of our first 24 patrons, you'll forever be inducted as a founding rebel.
This means that no matter where our channel goes, you will always be remembered for helping to start the rebellion.
For more information, please check out our Patreon link in the description.
Now back to the show. Disney plus Marvel plus Star Wars plus Nat Geo plus Pixar
equals
Disney Plus.
It's here.
It's like Xbox One X.
But what is it multiplying?
It's the one to equal itself.
Right.
And we're on day 1 of Disney Plus, launch day.
Yeah, it launched at 11 p.m. last night, November 11th, Pacific Standard Time.
It may have been out earlier.
It might have been. Seemed like that would have made sense, but
happy I decided to check though.
Yeah, because I was expecting it to come out at 2 a.m. our time.
Yeah, which is when the website launched. Because I went and double checked the website. I'm like in the app and checking online. I'm like, I think you're wrong. Like, yeah, no, it's out. But I didn't try streaming last night. Did you stream anything last night?
I did.
And it worked?
For the most part.
Yeah.
There was a little pause, but it was fine.
Which we saw in the Pirates of the Caribbean trailer.
Yes.
And thankfully, I just realized not at all during The Mandalorian.
Nope. It was smooth. A couple little, frame skips, it seemed like, but for the most part, it was good.
I don't think I even noticed.
Very minimal. Like, it was clean, and it was crisp, and it looked great, and it was...
Considering it was on my old TV.
Yeah, it looked great.
Imagine what it'll look like on, like, a 4K TV with Dolby Atmos. Yeah, that's the dream.
I can't wait for more of that show.
Oh,
I want more now.
So we talked about it, and then I went home, and I was just like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Oh my God, but we're not going to spoil anything here. If you want spoilers, check the reaction
By the time this
video.
actually comes out, It'll have been out for a while. So the spoilers for shows, how does that work? I feel like it's more lax for shows, right?
I would say Baby Yoda.
I mean, that is the spoiler. So now we have to decide, are we doing that or no?
Oh, you're right, because you said it was coming out.
I was asking, what are the rules for spoilers for shows?
I wasn't listening. I was just waiting until you stopped to say Baby Yoda.
I'm down. I don't care. Yeah, Baby Yoda. You've probably seen it by now. Who cares? What's important is that we both love it. It's the perfect Star Wars show so far, it seems.
I remember over the years they've been saying, George Lucas like, I want to do a Star Wars show. First, I want to do a show. They did the Clone Wars. The tech got affordable enough that they could do this kind of animated, which I was even shocked at times how real it looked, show about the Clone Wars. Now we can do a full live action Star Wars series.
There were parts of Clone Wars that I almost like more than the live action stuff. Like,
oh, for sure.
Like Anakin actually has sort of a personality in the show. I'm not saying he doesn't, like he has a backstory and everything, but like the way he was portrayed was very kind of stone-faced, and he was a fun and likable person in the show.
That show makes the prequels better.
Yes, for sure.
Significantly.
For sure.
And I agree. It was tough for his character to get across, and I loved him in the show. And there was an arc. You got better arcs for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I'm very excited about arcs now.
Yeah.
And I just thought of something else.
I love that, like, from the trailers, I just realized tonight, I didn't know what the show was about. I mean, obviously it's about him, but like, what's the plot? We were completely blind.
I thought it would be a week to week me going and completing missions, and then eventually, like 3 episodes in, a plot would unravel.
Something starts to happen.
Kind of a Westworld-ish type of trajectory.
Where they have to set you up with stuff
what's
first.
What's going on? And then, by the end is kind of what I expected. They hit us with the
it's
right
kind
at
of
the beginning.
Hit the ground running kind of thing.
I'm even more excited about.
Yeah.
Because, oh my goodness.
We don't have time.
What are we going to see next
The episodes are short. There's only 8 of them, or 9, I think.
Then there's a second season.
Yeah.
And
is that confirmed?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they've confirmed a second season. And hopefully a third season.
I want
a fourth season.
I want so much of this.
And hopefully a 5th season.
Now, the Obi-Wan show is 1 season.
So far.
Really?
I'm staying open to absolutely.
I mean, it depends on what the arc is. Like, it depends on how long.
So I was going to say, let's think about all the other Star Wars shows we're getting. And I was thinking of Cassian Andor.
Yeah.
And you said Obi-Wan. And then now I'm thinking about what we just watched.
I forgot about the Cassian show. That's live action?
Uh-huh.
Oh, let's go.
With K2SO.
Let's
Going on adventures. No, it's perfect. It's literally perfect.
Wait. Oh, they were together, huh? Yeah, they were partners.
Yeah, for a second I was like, wait, that doesn't work.
No.
And then I was like, no, they were together.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I freaked out. I was like, they went on adventures from the beginning to end of that movie?
Right?
No, yeah,
like,
no,
we didn't skip much.
Yeah, like, no,
I thought they got thrown together.
Yeah. And then imagine watching Rogue One after you build their characters more.
Yeah. What did you remember? You were talking about those shows and you like had realized something.
Obi-Wan is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
Thinking about the quality of what that show was tonight.
I was thinking about that when I was watching this tonight, and I was just like, I can't imagine what my hype is gonna be sitting down to watch that show.
It's gonna be our favorite part of the prequels in a better quality.
In the best possible way.
Like, it's gonna be incredible.
This is like getting to see original trilogy esque Star Wars in like the most beautiful way.
Yep.
And you're right. Like Obi-Wan's going to be
prequel
stuff in the best possible way.
Yep. I'm so hyped.
And then we need something after the new trilogy too.
We'll get sequel stuff. Oh yeah.
Because Cassian is also in between.
Daisy Ridley doesn't have to go by.
No. I don't think anyone ever said that they are.
But they're not doing more movies.
That's what the whole Skywalker saga thing is like. Does that mean that all of these characters are
locked in? to there.
As far as movies, like they can't be in another movie, otherwise it's considered Skywalker Saga. Or does it have to do with what they're basing it around?
That's the fact why this movie is right now. This moment,
like we don't know.
This moment of ultimate. What is going to happen? The Star Wars universe, like it was similar with 7.
Yeah.
8 was like, what are they going to do? But you knew they always had 9. This is like, you're capping it. What direction are you sending this thing?
Because like, can you have, depending on who Rey is, can you have Rey and Finn and Poe doing their own thing, not related to Kylo, Luke, and Leia, and have it not be the Skywalker Saga? Or are they so roped in that it has to be considered that? Because I would be down for another trilogy with them years from now about something completely different.
Because the other thing is, movies are usually about epic moments of conflict, centered around a battle. A show can be more about everyday life.
Yeah.
So that's why I see this ending that conflict. And then you can't make another movie because then there's just another conflict that just popped up.
That's exactly what 6 was. 6, they ended the conflict, and then 7's like, yeah, well, here's another one.
But it's been 30 years.
Right.
They can't do that. That's not an option.
And it was 30 years real time, so.
That's why. So that isn't an option.
But why can't they? Oh, because they have to actually age too.
Yeah, no. That's why it's a physical limitation. But to be centered around some new conflict that just popped up, right? The First Order evolved over all this time, and then something happened, but there's been peace, relatively speaking. So, if it's not something so 6 ends, this big war is over, the Empire's done. Obviously, the Star Wars universe is still existing, and I think they're trying to show that. The Mandalorian is that example. We're getting a show kind of in the, I don't know, in between.
Showing what was going on when everything had when the dust had settled.
Yeah, but imagine a movie. We got a third of the way through it. You would just be wanting more.
True.
It would be like, that was so cool. Now we're going to get multiple seasons and get to see all of this.
Yeah.
I want that with Rey in a Jedi Academy.
That'd be cool.
Post 9.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Something like that. Ooh. Where they can just exist and still do missions, and there's still bad guys out there, and they're still doing kind of like Clone Wars and Rebels.
How about a show of Luke's Academy?
Going backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And bring Hamill back?
Because I want more of him. I want so much more of him.
I write that off as not an option. And then you say that, and I'm like, oh, wait, they could do that. Oh, yeah.
I don't see it happening, but that would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
The only other show, I've mentioned this before, but I really, really, really want to see what Leia's life was like before all of this started.
Oh, on Alderaan?
Yeah. What did she do? What made her a princess?
How could you cast that?
I don't know. Disney's pretty good at casting stuff.
Animated.
People are just good at casting things.
Animated? High
I'd
fidelity
rather not.
A few years from now?
I'd rather not. I would like to see a live action.
I'm with you. Of Alderaan, the planet.
Teen drama.
My God.
Of Leia in a Star Wars universe. I think that'd be kind of cool.
That would be amazing.
Disney Plus is what we're talking about.
So Disney Plus original shows. Encore. High School Musical, the series. Forky Asks a Question.
Yep.
There's one episode of that. They're going to do a new episode every Friday. The Imagineering Story. The Mandalorian.
Excited for the Imaginarian? Is that what you said?
The Disney word.
Imagineering. Right.
Story. The Mandalorian.
Now, I'm sorry. The Imagineering thing. Is that like documentary style or is it like a scripted thing?
I'm pretty sure it's documentary style. The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian. Pay just to watch The Mandalorian. Marvel's Hero Project, which is about kids and stuff. Spark Shorts, there's 3 on there. And The World According to Jeff Goldblum, which I'm very excited to watch.
Which I did watch.
You did watch?
That was the first thing I watched. There's only one episode.
Yeah.
Same thing. I think they all come out every Friday.
I think I'm gonna watch it with my grandma.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Yeah,
he's incredible.
He's a special guy.
I laughed. This is just a show about a person just showing you different things of life.
Yeah.
And I laughed throughout the entire thing. He's talking about shoes, and I was laughing my ass off. I don't know how he does it, but he's such a
It's his essence.
Incredible person.
I watched the trailer and I just remember smiling the whole time, like being like, "What is Jeff Goldblum, man? Yeah, like let's
such
see."
a genius idea.
Yeah, that really is what it comes like. Who came up with this?
Right.
Him? I don't think so.
It must have just, I don't know, just someone watching an interview with him being like, I want to see that guy tell me about everything in life. Yeah. I want him to read the encyclopedia to me. It's like, well, we can kind of make a show about that.
Yeah, serious. Oh my God, that would be funny. Original movies, Lady and the Tramp, which was originally slated to be a theatrical release, and they pulled it back to be on Disney+.
So I still don't understand how they make money on that. That seems like an incredible loss of money.
Incentive to get people to sign up.
I think everything else is
Disney
more
Plus.
of an incentive than that.
Somebody that doesn't want to watch The Mandalorian that wants to watch Lady and the Tramp. It's a perceived value question.
How much money does a Disney movie gross these days on average? Let's just throw out a number, like 300 million.
Sure.
Are they going to make $300 million worth of people signing up just to see Lady and the Tramp?
I don't know. No.
Because they could have still just released Disney Plus and put that movie in theaters and make all their money from Disney Plus and $300 million in theaters.
Here's why.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't good.
It's not?
Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
That would be my only guess because... And you avoid a certain level of criticism.
You hide behind your own streaming service. Like, what do you want from us? It's free content.
That's exactly.
Well, I guess we'll have to watch it and see.
Yeah, I'm still excited to watch it.
Because I'm very perplexed by that.
The only other one is Noel, which is like a holiday movie.
Anna Kendrick.
Yep.
And Bill Hader?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he's in it.
I'm excited for that one, though. I'll watch that when it's actually the holidays.
When it's December? Yeah.
Disney animated movies. Everything from 1937 and Snow White. And I was tracking this for a long time. I had an Amazon wish list with every single in chronologically released order.
Yep.
Disney, Blu-ray or DVD. And it was always a mess to put those wish lists together because...
Everything was vaulted, right?
Exactly. So some things had like... It wasn't one consistent version. And
I can't believe they would do that. Like, why?
To make money. To get people to rebuy a movie every
Oh, because when they release
years.
them, they're $60.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we bought Cinderella for like literally like above 50.
Yep. And I wanted to spend the money.
Yeah.
They get you. It's perceived and they're throwing that away because clearly you grow this and...
Well, you also see like streaming is the future.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And subscription.
Yeah.
That's really the key. So they've got every like main feature Disney film except for Tarzan and Ralph Breaks the Internet. Both of which I believe are on Netflix.
Okay.
Tarzan until June 23rd of next year. And Ralph Breaks the Internet until December 11th of next year. So... Not too bad. And they're on Netflix. And most people have Netflix, so you can just go watch them over there.
Considering there's all that other stuff, it'll be fine.
I'm fine having everything here and Netflix. But before this, it was a little bit on Netflix and nothing anywhere else.
Yes, exactly.
So that was the upsetting
because you
part.
still have Netflix.
Exactly.
So you can still watch Tarzan.
Exactly.
And then once you finally decide to give up Netflix, it'll probably be close to Tarzan coming, and then you'll be fine.
And I don't even think I need to give up Netflix. I just...
Right.
Don't want to watch. I like knowing I can go to one place for all my Disney movies, and then I can view Netflix as its own thing.
Yes,
my perception of that Netflix is going to change from the place where all the movies are,
right,
to this is where Netflix stuff is,
and not even all the movies. Like sometimes some of those movies, and sometimes some of those movies, and then every other month it rotates. And it's just annoying.
It's really annoying. We're so spoiled. I love it.
Disney Plus is a comforting app to have I'm so happy to see it and just know that everything is there at the touch of my finger.
I'm happy we feel the same way, because other people are like, oh, I don't need it. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Well, are they big Disney fans?
Isn't everybody?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
You should be.
You should be. They are just, I don't know, the epitome of home entertainment, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe it's just because we really did grow up on it. I don't know.
I definitely did. I mean, I watched as a kid was Disney Channel, some Nickelodeon. So seeing all these Disney Channel shows that were on here too was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I can watch all these again.
I have less of a tie to most of those, but I did see Even Stevens, and that made me really happy because I've gotten super into Shia LaBeouf again recently. Yep.
Is the new Lizzie McGuire show on here yet, or is that coming later?
That's coming later.
Okay. I had forgotten about that.
And are there any, real quick, while we're talking about Disney classics, are there any shout outs you want to talk about that you're excited to watch on here that maybe you haven't watched in a long time?
Well, I've never seen Pocahontas.
Oh my goodness.
So I can finally watch that.
Yeah.
I'm honestly really excited to watch all of the classic animated movie sequels. The like straight to VHS ones that I never saw.
Those were on Netflix for a while. Mulan 2, Tarzan 2.
I know. I never would have bothered. But like,
wait till you watch those.
But now I'm not. Yeah, I'm excited to finally see them.
I am too. For you to see.
I know some of them are not terrible, right?
They're
what they are.
Yeah, they're what they are. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, when you hear that they were straight to VHS, I'm not expecting another Aladdin.
It was a Disney strategy. It was a tactical. They did that intentionally, which I find is so interesting. And I think they acknowledged that wasn't the way to go with things, which is a shame because we could have gotten some really cool sequels to some of these really cool IPs.
Yeah.
And movies, but that's okay.
Because it is Frozen is how you do it right.
And they realize that now. You don't do this direct to VA. But they believed in that strategy for a while.
Yeah.
Now you have a Disney Plus that you can put stuff on. And that's a different type of strategy.
True.
And it's ever evolving.
Also the shows, like the Hercules show.
Yes. That I've always wanted to watch.
Because I think I've seen some episodes of it, but I want to watch.
It's a direct prequel.
Is it?
Because he's a kid.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah. I believe that's... Yeah. And it was even... They had like voices, like good voices in that one too.
That's cool.
But way back, OG Fantasia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't finish it, and I remember really enjoying it. So I really want to finish the original Fantasia, and then Fantasia 2000.
I want to watch 2000 again. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen 2000.
I like 2000.
Or maybe that's what I was watching. No,
I don't think I've seen the OG Fantasia. I've seen parts of it. Like I've seen the Sorcerer's Apprentice or whatever it's called. Oh my God, is that movie on here?
What?
The one with Nick Cage?
Yeah. No, not yet.
It's not?
It's one of the coming soon ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I kind of want to watch that again. That movie was bad. I think Jay Baruchel was in it.
Now I'm wondering if Fantasia 2000 is the one that I watched. I loved every second of what I was watching.
Yeah.
I feel like I really wanted to watch the original Fantasia first, regardless.
We were talking about movies from 2010. Sorcerer's Apprentice. So they can hang their hat on that.
Toy Story 3.
Oh, yeah.
Some other classics that I really want to watch, Sleeping Beauty. That is one that I'm like super unfamiliar with.
Oh yeah, because we went through the castle.
Yeah, and just all what hooked me was the Sleeping Beauty stuff in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
that got me super interested.
Watch that and then watch Maleficent.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Sword in the Stone was one of my favorites.
Don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, I had that. So, that's what I was gonna say. I had a bunch of the VHSs, that thick plasticky outside cover with the white. I still have them in storage. Because I think I'm gonna get rid of them. But now I'm like,
my dad,
because it's the responsible thing to do.
My dad made me get rid of a lot of our VHSs recently, and so here's the things that I saved. I saved some of the cards. Like I pulled the the thing that had like the poster. Yeah. I pulled some of those out and saved some of those, and I saved some of the orange Nickelodeon tapes.
That's
because those were unique. But I got rid of most of it.
I'm gonna go with my gut, but it's just time. I don't need to have that stuff forever. No. It's burned in my brain. I'll keep a couple to spark it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a picture of every single one. Yeah, just for whatever's sake. And then Maya really wants me to watch a Goofy movie. I think somehow I've only seen an extremely Goofy movie.
I've seen both, but I'm much more familiar with Extremely.
And she is like all about a Goofy movie.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I need to watch that.
Because Extremely was about the X Games.
Yeah, that's what
I was all about it.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then other than that, I'm happy that I now own Tangled because that's one of my favorite movies. And I will watch that a lot. Need to watch Frozen again. Big Hero 6.
Yes.
I've only seen it one time in theaters. And
I think I have too.
So
and I liked it a lot.
They do have all the animated sequels. The best one of the best ones is, so they did Return of Jafar for Aladdin.
Yeah.
But then Aladdin and the King of Thieves, Robin Williams came back to do Genie. And that
was he in the second one?
No.
Just the character wasn't there?
No, they did a different voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do I remember a Aladdin show? Was there one or no?
I don't know. We'll see if they list that here. So they also have, and this bothers me, The Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue and The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars.
Yeah.
But not The Brave Little Toaster. Because its rights lie somewhere else. And I
That's
don't
annoying.
understand where. So yeah, they have Tarzan and Jane, Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. Cinderella 2 is apparently good. Return to Neverland. What's funny is like Cinderella 2 came out in 2002. 52 years later.
Oh, wow.
Like they were like, we don't need to do anything. And then they were like, everything directed to VHS home. That's why like it's right now with the live action, what they're doing.
Yes.
Oh, live action, make every single movie live action. Like that's just what they're now going to do.
Just got to capitalize on it, you know? It's like,
it's weird.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of, oh my God, there's a lot here. Mulan 2. Bambi 2, 2006. How many, that's got to be the biggest gap.
Sorry, I'm geeking out over Johnny Tsunami.
Bambi, 1942. Bambi came out when my grandma was born.
Wow. And then there was another one?
Bambi 2 came out when she was
much older. 64.
64.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
That is insane.
And we think Star Wars
Yeah.
was a big deal.
It's only been 40 years since the very beginning. We've had 10 movies. Oh, yeah.
I'm also excited because they're, Tangled Before, Ever After. Yeah, there's a bunch of Tangled stuff. Pixar.
There should be another Peter. Oh. There is another Peter Pan movie.
So this is what's crazy. Return to Neverland.
Yeah.
So this is what's crazy to me.
I think I've actually seen this.
So we were talking about this when I mentioned it before. Up wasn't going to be on Disney Plus.
Yes.
I'm on Polygon's website about the day one Disney Plus lineup, and I was looking through it. Once again, Up not included, but I'm on Disney Plus, and it's on there.
Right.
And it's available to watch now. So I don't know why.
Wait, what?
I texted you that. I said Up is on there.
I think I was misunderstanding. Because it was one of the ones that was going to be a while, right?
No, it was the one that was not even mentioned. It's not even listed. And then I looked, and it was on there.
So which Pixar movies are missing?
So the only Pixar movies missing are Coco, which is coming
but it's on Netflix.
On November 29th.
I think.
November 29th.
Oh,
It'll be on. So its contract is just about up.
I have to wait 17 days.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Incredibles 2, July 30th next year.
That I'm not as upset about.
But again, it'll be on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then I have Toy Story 4. It'll, whenever the timing is right, it'll show up here.
Dude,
it won't be anywhere else.
I can't wait to watch Treasure Planet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I watched that for the first time recently.
Really?
Not recently, in the last few years.
Okay. And also, one of my all-time favorites, something that was on the short list for watching first when Disney Plus came out, Muppet Treasure Island.
I recently was looking and I was like, wait, did they say that one was going to be there? I own that one. I have the,
that.
Yep.
Oh, that's the first movie I ever went to. My parents told me that's the first movie they took me to, and I cried so much that they had to take me away.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But Muppet Treasure Island was my first movie, and I love it to death now.
Yeah, I really, really like that one. Star Wars.
Yep.
Missing Last Jedi on Netflix till December 26th. Solo, July 9th next year. And then Rise of Skywalker as soon as it's ready.
Yeah. Like Endgame.
Mm-hmm. Marvel, we got the 4 Netflix movies. Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That are all yet to come.
Yet to come.
Yeah.
And the first one is Ragnarok, December 4th. Black Panther, March 4th. Infinity War, July 25th. June 25th. And Ant-Man and the Wasp, July 29th of next year. Spider-Man movies are MIA. They were asked and said they are not coming anytime soon. I was kind of looking into Sony Pictures. I was like, are they going to do their own streaming service? Like, where are all these? They have Ghostbusters. It just feels
so weird for them to be there and have all of these here. It's like...
Yeah, no, it would. And I hope they cut a deal.
They belong here.
And Incredible Hulk, Paramount Pictures. Right. And it's like, those are the few movies.
It's Paramount or Universal?
It's Paramount.
Weird.
CBS Viacom.
Yeah.
That's who owns them. Side note, I had a thought, and I was like, so Sony Pictures probably couldn't do a streaming service on their own.
Yeah.
But what if they combined PlayStation Now and added...
With their movies?
Movies, and came up with some kind of weird hybrid. But I think that would not be smart, because you're getting 2 markets, and you don't want to mix that stuff up. You want to make gamers happy with games and movie people happy with movies. But I liked the prospect.
Unless you're trying to incentivize the opposite market to like come and try stuff.
Yeah.
But
that's not the goal.
No.
Sony was about this generation, games. We're about games, play the games.
Yeah, I don't want them muddying their vision.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
So just partner.
Yeah.
Live action remakes. I'm just going to look at that. They're just coming out at all different times over the course of the next year or so.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of rough the next year with releases.
Is it though, or is it just going to be exciting to get new stuff added?
I think it's just going to be I like everything being in place, but it's going to be fun to like witness it all falling into place.
Yeah.
Cuz then what happens when it's all in place? Plus we both pre-ordered, and by the end of the pre-order everything should be there.
Everything will be there, and we'll have like 5 new Marvel shows
and Star Wars
and
shows.
3 Star Wars shows, and who knows how many like original movies and stuff.
So a couple ones I noted down, just random movies. So when that huge tweet came out, there was one missing movie that a lot of people were upset about, and I was like, wait, where's that movie? Sky High.
Oh yeah.
I loved that movie.
I do too. Kurt Russell, man.
December 1st next year.
Ugh.
But it's coming. So I'm like...
Is it anywhere else?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Then what is it wrapped up in?
TV maybe? Showtime, Stars? Who knows?
Damn.
Because clearly they had deals with Stars.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Oh, no. Darn.
The day after. December 2nd next year.
Okay. That is the worst one.
And then Mary Poppins was January of 21.
Yeah.
Lone Ranger, April of 21.
Oh, weird. Okay, so I was seeing these thumbnails, and I was thinking that they were already on there, but...
If you click them, it says, will be available on this date. I love that. You can already add them to your watch list.
Yeah.
You can already create your virtual library.
That is cool.
And then they'll just pop up.
Because I kind of want to watch Lone Ranger again. It's not great, but...
You told me it wasn't great, and so I never saw it.
I mean, it's 2.5 hours long.
That's intense. Tomorrowland, September 21. But...
That's a good movie.
Mark your calendar. John Carter. May 2nd.
Oh, it's not there either? No.
But it's on
I saw it.
But it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I think it's on Netflix.
I will watch it because you liked it, right?
Yeah. I talked to somebody that hated it so much.
Really?
Yeah, because they thought it was going to be some epic, crazy thing. And there was a lot of loss, but it was just, I took it for whatever it was. You're going to probably hate it.
We'll see.
I put a couple throwback movies down.
Yeah.
The Mighty Ducks.
Yep. There or not there?
July 1st next year.
These are all movies bumming me out now.
No, these are all movies that aren't there right now. Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey, May of next year. And then I also did a list of Fox movies.
Yeah.
that could come.
Yeah.
Like I went through like a list of cool movies that they could add.
Yeah.
Alien. And possibly the whole Alien series, but that might go to Hulu or something.
Yeah, because from what I've seen so far, everything seems very family friendly.
Yeah. They could add another section though.
Right.
Lock it behind a passcode.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
Who knows?
I forget, like, when I was playing with the profiles, were there parental settings? Like, I don't remember seeing if there were.
No, but when you set a kid account, you can probably unlock the parental settings.
Okay.
Which, because ours are both primary accounts, so they're going to look different than the other ones.
Because I would imagine some parents probably don't want their kids seeing, like, Pirates of the Caribbean if they're super young. And, like, there's some things on there that aren't for all ages.
Yeah, there's definitely a kid version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them show off the kid version. Mrs. Doubtfire, Independence Day, Titanic. Because you got Avatar, right?
Yeah.
Titanic.
Let's get all of Cameron's movies on there.
That's what I was thinking. Alien, again, is Cameron.
Dude, all of the Avatar movies.
Oh yeah,
are going to be there.
When we were looking at the Avatar thing on there, that's all I was thinking was
it's like going to have its own tab.
Just about. It'll. So did you do the search function?
Avatar show?
I think they're so far from that right now
because they're so far from the next movie. Even
they don't need a show; they're getting a show of movies.
A whole season of movies.
They're getting 4 2-hour movies.
Yeah.
That are $1 billion each.
Oh my gosh.
X-Men. So
yeah,
all the X-Men movies in one way or another could probably end up on the Marvel tab, including Deadpool and whatnot.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic. Probably all of them. Castaway.
Cool.
That's just one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge.
I still need to see that.
Ewan McGregor.
Nice.
The Ice Age movies.
Interesting.
Which aren't great, but you put them on there. Blue Sky, I think, is who they got.
Yep.
Rio and whatnot.
Yeah.
Master and Commander.
Russell Crowe?
I think so.
Yeah.
And that one is one that I like was gonna see and then didn't see and thought it was like not interested. I really want to see that.
I think I only saw part of it in school or something. I never finished it.
I think that's the exact experience I had.
Yeah.
And I really was like, I want to see this movie.
Yeah. Because like pirate ships. Yeah. I mean, they're like legit ships. Tall ships. Yeah.
That was during my phase when I became obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I had that. Night at the Museum. Those movies.
Nice.
Which I love.
Nice.
So we're going to have Night at the Museum. We're going to have National Treasure. Like all of these you want to put just a fun, feel-good movie on. It's awesome. Lincoln.
Just a random button.
Yeah. Lincoln, which I just really like. And that's on Netflix.
Never saw it.
The Martian. Oh, definitely watch Lincoln.
I've heard it's dull.
It is. But it's
good dull.
It's a historical. And Daniel Day-Lewis is great.
Oh, yeah. I do love him.
Yeah, it's not.
I forgot it was him.
This is not a movie about like, whoa, wow, it's so entertaining.
And then that's not even what I'm talking about. It's just like put you to sleep. That's the review I heard. So I was always just skeptical of it, but
it's slow but worth watching.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's one where I'm like, oh, do I want to put that on?
Because I've definitely seen those movies.
Yeah. It's not one where you're like, let's watch Lincoln.
Yeah.
I'm happy I watched it.
Yeah.
Though, The Martian.
Yeah. That's Fox.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Deadpool, but I already mentioned that. So
I own The Martian. Do I own The Martian?
Do you? I
think I own The Martian.
I loved that movie.
I think I liked it so much that I actually that was one of the last movies I asked for a birthday or Christmas.
That's awesome.
I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. Now you really don't need to.
Because they just take up space.
Yeah. There's very few movies that I want to do that for.
See, that's the thing. Like up until very recently, I own every Pixar movie.
Yeah.
And these ones just don't seem like movies I need to have on my shelf.
Mm-mm. Take them one at a time. Would you get Inside Out?
I have it.
Would you get it now if you didn't have it?
I don't know. Because it's sandwiched between other movies that I did.
Yeah.
I want to complete that.
Gotcha.
But I think what's the last one I got? Incredibles 2? Is that the last one that came out?
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story. Toy Story is going to be my hard cut. That's going to be the last one I own.
Until Toy Story 5. And then you'll need
Which is not
Onward
gonna
and
happen.
Soul. I think it will.
I don't think it will. They literally called it the last.
Did you listen to Toy Story 4 in review?
I haven't watched their interviews yet.
They're good.
I will. I will watch them.
And they basically were like, no, 10 years from now, they'll make another one, and it'll make another $1 billion. And you want to know Greg's plot theory?
Yeah.
They're going to, Woody and Buzz, they have to be together, so they're going to find each other, and Buzz is going to have been abandoned, and then they're going to end up on some Goodwill shelf, and then Andy's going to go in, and he's going to see them, and he's going to buy them for his kid. And I was just like, I so support this. Make another Toy Story movie.
I mean...
But at the same time, not. But, it was very much...
Part of that does sound good. A
right?
part of it sounds like, come on.
It wasn't...
Woody was supposed to have escaped. Like, he should be past the whole shelf life thing.
Because they were like, what? Woody's just a lost toy now? He's just... And I don't agree with them.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that necessarily would be the story. But it did make me go, they could come up with another story and do another one. They could make 10 Toy Story movies, is what I realized.
Did you?
No,
you haven't. So
if they keep this, they all stipulated only if they consistently keep this quality.
Yeah,
that's the only way they could keep doing it, and you could make them forever.
There was a video I was watching of theirs where Nick and Andy had like a disagreement where Nick was saying that if you change something in a sequel, like somewhere down the line, it affects how I view this movie now. Mm-hmm. And Andy was like, "No, I don't agree. Like, I watch a movie for what it is, and I watch it for what it was at the time. Like, I don't let other things change that." Yeah. I'm with Nick. Like,
yeah.
If they were to have Woody and Buzz be together again, then the end of 4 means less.
Yep, absolutely. And that was one of the other things I thought about. No. I thought about that too.
So,
unless they find a way to make it impactful, and it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Because now we don't want it.
That would be a great hug.
And we have children, and you're like, I can take my kid to a Toy Story movie?
And your kid's like, Dad, why are you sobbing?
Yeah. You're like, you don't understand.
Because the older I get, the more emotional I get in movies. That would be a bad time, I think.
So I don't want them to. I don't know if they will, but this was everything that was said after 3, and they made 4.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I get you.
And if they need to make $1 billion or more, it's Toy Story.
They need to.
Moving on, National Geographic.
We also have to consider the actors too, though.
Yeah, they need to.
I mean, they're going to be getting up there.
And they talked about that. Apparently, Tom Hanks has expressed interest in doing more because he loves Woody, man.
Tom, come on, dude.
But they're infinitely living toys. Like, you can literally keep making movies.
But he's not infinitely living.
Hurry up! Don't wait 10 years. National Geographic.
Yes.
And really, the man, they got lucky. The tailoring movie for this section is Free Solo.
Yeah.
Oscar award winning. They have a bunch of other stuff on here too that I'm sure will be really cool. This is also where The World According to Jeff Goldblum is under. And
some cool space stuff.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do remember seeing that. I think they have the Our Strange Planet, I believe, is on there.
I forget. There's something about Elon Musk, something about Mars, something about stars. There were like 4 different things, and one of them was about SpaceX. One of them was about SpaceX.
But yeah, there are so many more movies on here, especially in the live action. Like The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan is one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Yep. Good old Dennis Quaid.
I might go watch that tonight. No, I'm not.
Because you can fall asleep to it.
Yeah, I always have to think like, well, that means I'm going to watch the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And is the beginning of the movie what I want to watch right now?
I like the middle. End? I don't know.
The beginning I enjoy, but I don't think that's what I want to watch.
Because a lot of those kids at the camp are really annoying.
Yeah.
Or the camp directors are annoying.
I like You've watched Friends?
Yeah, half of it.
You know Janice?
Who's Janice? Oh God, yeah. Yep. Chandler's recurring girlfriend, right?
Yep.
She was one of the directors. The one that God, yeah, I didn't like her. She's really annoying.
A couple other shout outs, Freaky Friday with Jamie
Lindsay
Lee
Lohan.
Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, man, what did you do?
Earthquake!
Oh, that was so good. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a lot of movies on here I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna expand my Disney brain quite a bit.
Are you gonna go watch some of those? Like, island. Let me find a random one real quick.
Okay.
1958 attack of the pirates on the island in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, probably not those.
Here, no, you should watch some of these. Let me find you one.
I'm gonna watch The Haunted Mansion. That's for sure.
What about Justin Morgan Had a Horse?
I remember seeing that one. Those are gonna be towards the end.
What about
of movies I see? I think.
What about The Cat from Outer Space?
Maybe. Sounds intriguing. I'm gonna work my way backwards. I think because I want to watch like The Pacifier with Vin Diesel.
Nope. Definitely don't want to watch that.
There's a lot of Air Bud children movies, but none of the Air Bud movies.
That was another missing one that I had. Which is a shame.
Interesting.
Why can't I find any of them? Is there a dash? Is that the issue?
For what?
For Air Bud. I search Air Bud and nothing comes up.
Because it's not Air Bud, it's Super Buddies and Space Buddies and Treasure Buddies and Spooky Buddies and Santa Buddies.
And they're still not coming until November 1st, 2021.
Are you serious? They're not even worth being in there, honestly. That's not going to keep anyone around.
They're putting everything.
I don't know. Like, put them in there, but like, don't tease me with it.
Basically, when I see this all shaking out with every streaming service, is we'll have access to every movie that's ever been made.
Yeah.
And be getting new, good quality shows.
Yeah.
All for less money than people have been paying for cable.
I just said quantent.
Yeah. Quantent. What was that word that I came up with earlier?
Oh, no. You typed it in there, right?
No, I forgot to.
Oh, really? I thought it was something that you typed.
I said it, so we'll have it, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
I'll have it.
Legitified?
I think so.
Yeah.
Kevin keeps talking about the streaming wars, but it seems pretty peaceful.
Yeah, I don't see them as wars.
No. I could have seen it going that way, but everything just seems to be shuffling to like its rightful home.
Everyone has stuff.
Well, also people just have rights to stuff. It's like, yeah, you can say you have that, but after that time, I claim it and it's ours forever.
Permanently.
As long as we make a good streaming service, we never have to let go of it again.
Exactly.
So it's not really a war. It's just.
So for HBO Max, you get all the great HBO shows that are already on there. And then here's some other ones that they're showing. A Star is Born, Joker, naturally, because that's DC.
Yeah.
You'll get Game of Thrones. Last Week Tonight, Barry, which I haven't watched yet, Westworld, and then here's some of the new stuff. They got Rick and Morty, so they're gonna have Rick and Morty, which is huge.
Okay.
Friends, which right there is like everyone's gonna sign up. Doctor Who, they're gonna have every Doctor Who ever. Ooh. I saw a shot where it was like every Doctor, like the page was sorted by Doctor.
I've always wanted to get into that.
It's so overwhelming because there's so much of it.
It really is.
But it makes me happy that it's in one place.
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory, they paid for, which I don't care about, but I know, but that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
Ooh, nice.
Finally. Cool. I have wanted Fresh Prince on a streaming service for ages. They're getting West Wing. That's been on Netflix. They're showing here Casablanca. They're going to have the Matrix movies.
As long as we can whittle all these streaming services down to like a handful.
Netflix for the excess and the Netflix originals, which they're decent.
Yeah.
Disney for Disney. HBO Max for HBO. DC, they're gonna have Looney Tunes and Cartoon Network and everything.
Yeah.
The only other ones that could exist would be Peacock.
Yep.
Which I'm torn on how much they're gonna have, and the CBS Viacom one.
See, because CBS I think is doing good stuff. They just don't have a lot of it.
If CBS and Viacom mix and merge is it all access?
Yeah.
Into an actually decent one with legacy content and more new shows, then boom, you've got another player. And
because that's if you have all of NCIS and all that stuff, that's a huge draw for people too.
Absolutely. And where they can binge it without commercials.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. So Lord of the Rings to HBO.
Yeah.
They cut a deal. Literally, this was so funny. So I think it was Polygon or The Verge wrote an article that said why Studio Ghibli movies will never come to a streaming service. And this is what I had been hearing for ages was this is all about the experience of putting in a movie or going to the theater to experience it. 2 days later, Studio Ghibli coming to HBO Max.
All of them?
Every single one.
That's amazing.
And I was just like, okay, come on, they have to have a follow-up article. And they did. And they're like, so things change, apparently. I thought that was
good for them.
Hilarious.
That's funny.
So every Studio Ghibli movie, and according to this, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Okay.
I think that's a cool addition.
I would like all the Kubrick movies to live somewhere.
That would be really nice. The way they listed here is Warner Brothers, DC, Studio Ghibli, New Line Cinema, and more. So you're getting all these other studios. Looney Tunes, TBS, CNN. So they're going to have all the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They're going to have all of Anthony Bourdain, which got all split up awkwardly on Netflix.
Cool.
Boomerang, all Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Yep. So I'm assuming Jetsons, Flintstones, Looney Tune.
That's
Cartoon Network, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Edd and Eddy, all those ones. Then all the HBO content stuff that you had already only been paying for the same price.
Yeah.
Plus all the DC movies, which you could watch like one of them and enjoy it.
New Line.
Including Joker, New Line Cinema, True TV, TNT, and Adult Swim.
Wow.
With Rick and Morty and all of that.
That's insane.
What a value proposition.
Yeah. For how much?
$15.
Yeah.
HBO is $15.
Yeah.
I was prepared to pay like $20 and I was uncomfortable about that. Are you kidding me? So I'm just giddy with joy about all of this.
And then Hulu will always stick around too, right?
Hulu's Disney's. That's where they're going to put more mature content.
Stuff.
And I think the most promising thing from Hulu is live TV and live sports.
Yeah.
Because I've been racking my brain over the future of TV. And the two things are live sports, as to why cable exists.
Yeah.
And live news.
Yeah.
And I think our generation gets our news from other sources. So sports is the only.
It's the only reason I care.
ESPN Plus is a start. They could expand that.
Now, what about classic things like Jeopardy?
Local networks.
Oh yeah, because that's not cable.
So you move it to. The thing is TV can't go away yet because it's. But.
It's going to.
When Pat Sajak retires.
Yeah.
They don't need another guy to do Wheel of Fortune.
I would feel the same way about Jeopardy.
When Alex Trebek hopefully retires,
yes,
you don't need somebody else to do Jeopardy.
I see what you're saying.
Maybe. And it's a hard thing to even imagine because this stuff feels like it was going to go forever.
Or is that the time to just think of how to transition it into streaming?
Those shows? Do those shows need to exist anymore? They were built for television to push products and marketing, and not Jeopardy, less. But I was gonna say it was you do a live Twitch show.
Ooh.
But that's gonna take a long time before people are paying and getting television is still such a marketing powerhouse.
Do the live streaming services start getting the game shows and stuff?
Yeah, who knows?
That would be cool.
It's gonna be interesting for sure.
See, but the game shows are pre-recorded weeks in advance anyways. They can
sometimes
crank those out
live.
Sometimes connect between 3 and 5. Let's wrap it up.
My name is Ethan.
My name is Jordan.
And we're doing this outro all wrong.
We are, but we appreciate you watching. I hope you've enjoyed listening to us talk about Disney Plus. We're very excited about it. We're very passionate about it. We highly suggest that you sign up for the low amount of $7 a month if you haven't already pre-ordered for a year or more. It's definitely worth it.
I thought you were talking about us, and I was like, that's a lot of money to give to us.
No, what you can do
$1
is sign up on Patreon for $1 and get out all of our bonus content, our bonus video podcasts. It has a lot of extra stuff in it. So it's worth it. And then if you're one of the first 24 people, you can be one of our founding members, and you will forever be enshrined in our Hall of Fame of our hearts.
In our minds.
Yeah. There's 2 separate ones. Which one will you go to? Find out after you sign up. But I got nothing else. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
Until next time.
Welcome to the rebellion.